Special Warfare Training Facility in Kodiak, where we also have the largest Coast Guard station in the country. So great joint ops there. Admiral, I want to go back to just that decision, the discussion on icebreakers. I think the world of the Coast Guard, one of the criticisms I've had over the years, though, is it can sometimes be slow on the decision-making front, a little bureaucratic. So I'm hopeful that kind of timeline, as I just mentioned, on the Coast Guard, decision-making on home porting icebreakers can be made, sometime first quarter, second quarter at the very least. Up to how many icebreakers would you potentially see in terms of, given what we have in the budget reconciliation bill, up to how many would you see potentially being home ported in Alaska? You've given your team guidance on.
Mr. Chairman, as I've told the team in December, when I asked them to develop options, as they develop options, one of the first ones that I want them to present among a range of options for consideration decision, me in consultation with Secretary Nome, is for home porting of up to 4 icebreakers in Alaska. So although we are still pending a decision, that's clear guidance I've given to the team.
Great. Let me turn to your team. I was back home over the recess. I had a great force laydown briefing from your leadership team in Alaska, Captain Culpepper, a bunch of others. He actually went to Seward with me as well, so I really appreciated your team's time and effort they took with me just last week, actually. We had, it's long history, but when I first got here, the Coast Guard had this plan for a force laydown. They were looking all over the country, and they were going to take the cutters in Alaska and reduce them, despite all this Arctic challenges, which I thought was a big mistake. So I kind of worked very closely with the Commandant and, during his confirmation process, got them to change that look from 7, they wanted to go 7 cutters to 6. We actually went 7 to 8. And so I got an update on that, both in terms of the force laydown, what's happening in Seward with the FRC that's coming, and the Coast Guard infrastructure dollars, both for housing, $16 million, and the shoreside infrastructure, $50 million. In Sitka, with another FRC coming there with an additional, I think it's $66 million for the shoreside infrastructure. And the need for housing money, I think they have $6 million there. The Kodiak, plus up of MH-60s from 5 to 9, and 2 additional OPCs that are projected there. And I have a 2-part question. One is, how do you think those investments are going? The money's already appropriated. It's part of the plan. There are very strong community interests there. They love the Coast Guard. And second, we've had this surge. It's really exciting. It's kind of chicken and the egg of shipbuilding capacity in Seward, in Ketchikan, even maybe in Wrangell. A lot of companies are starting to do the shipbuilding and heavy maintenance work. JAG is one that's an example. As you are looking at home porting, but also cost savings, does it help to have someone very close that can do the heavy maintenance overhauls, not just for Coast Guard vessels, but some of these shipbuilding companies in Alaska are doing it for Navy vessels. It seems like a really good kind of symbiotic relationship. You guys don't have to send your vessels, whether it's icebreakers or, FRCs, down to Alameda and other places. You keep the families home ported where their ship's doing the overhaul. It's exciting because it's driving the private sector as well, but I think it's a cost efficiency for the Coast Guard as you look at home porting these additional assets. Can you speak on the timelines on Sitka and Seward, but also this idea of a stronger relationship with a real budding shipbuilding industry has taken off in Alaska that's quite exciting?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I think on the our plans for building out the infrastructure, including housing in place in Seward and Sitka and other locations, much of that is funded. We're moving forward on executing. And then the areas where we still need more funding, additional housing in some of those locations, continued housing build out in Kodiak continues to be important. On the ship.
By the way, the recent housing in Kodiak that you guys have built is just exquisite. Whoever did that in line with the Coast Guard, that is exactly what our men and women of the Coast Guard deserve. The housing facility there, I'm sure you've seen it in Kodiak, is really, really impressive. So I appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Chairman. When we were there in August, we were able to cut the ribbon on the latest development.
Beautiful.
To your question about the ship repair. So the American maritime dominance and a strong industrial base is not just about shipbuilding, it's about the repair that you mentioned. And so the more capacity in our repair and the closer it is to where cutters are home ported, the more competition and the better cost we're going to be able to get for repairing our ships. And so I'm supportive of anything that increases the availability of repair capacity and capacity that's closer to where our cutters are home ported.
Good, and isn't that also good for the crews? Because then they don't have to, they can, they're not leaving their duty station as that ship is being repaired, say, more locally.
It is, Mr. Chairman.
Great. I see the chairman of the committee is coming, and I don't know if you want to, are you ready to go, Mr. Chairman, or should we turn over to Senator Blunt Rochester?
Go ahead.
Okay, Senator Blunt Rochester.
Get your bearings.